Hello people of YouTube, and welcome to another Product Spotlight. I'm John, and today we have another Atlas locomotive to take a look at, so let's go over to the workbench. Alright, so here's what we're looking at today. This is an Atlas GP40, an HO scale, decorated for Western Pacific, number 3503. It's an Atlas Master Line model, and it's in what they call their Gold Series. The Gold Series has DCC installed at the factory. They also have something called the Silver Series, and the Silver Series is just DCC ready with an 8-pin NMRA plug. These models come in several different paint schemes, including an undecorated one. And the DCC installed ones are $299.95. In case you're curious, the ones that are DCC ready are $189.95. Let's take a closer look. I just want to say that I really like the paint scheme. Western Pacific is one of those lines that they always had good paint schemes, and I'm particularly fond of the barricade striping on the back, which we'll look at in a minute. But this dark color green goes over the model so cleanly and so thin that there's no problem with details getting obscured. You can see all the detail in the molded doors. There's a little door back here behind the engineer's door that looks almost like a separately applied piece. And I don't know, just everything about this is sharp. The orange separation lines on the green paint also are very crisp. The paint's very, very, very well done here. And I say very, very, very because it really is. This is one of the better paint jobs that I've seen. If you look from here, you can see there's an air tank above the fuel tank. And then, I don't know, it just might be me, but it seems like the trucks have a little bit more detail in them than what I'm used to seeing. I think I'm really just impressed with the paint scheme. Just everything about it. The little pinstripes on the step wells. You see the little orange on the edges of the stairs. This looks really cool. Should also mention that the model came with a parts bag, and the parts bag included the sunshades. That's why it doesn't have sunshades. Let's take a look at the cab. You'll see what I mean. So you can see there's a crew figure inside the cab. Like I was saying a second ago, the sunshade's not there, but it did come with the model. It's just in the parts bag. It's an accurate 5-chime horn. I looked up a picture of the prototype of 3503, and the model's a very, very close match. You can also tell from this angle that it has separately applied windshield wipers, and something that I'm thinking looks really good are the small wire grabs that are separately applied all up in here. Down on the front here and on the top of the nose. The sanding hatch also looks to be a separately applied piece. I don't think it is. I think it's molded, but it just looks really good. As you're looking, you can also see that it has a knuckle coupler and an uncoupling lever. If you look down along the front, you can also see MU hoses, and behind the coupler there's an air hose. You can see the air hose right down in here. Again, I realize it's kind of hard to see because it's black plastic on a very dark green color. Something about the way the orange is painted on this model looks, to me, really sharp. The WP on the front looks especially crisp, as well as the small amount of barricade striping on the front there. Something I should mention is that the drop step is a movable part. You can put this in the up or down position. I tend to leave mine up. But it looks really good. And it's, again, probably kind of hard to tell, but there's a brake ratchet right up in here, recessed in the nose, just like the real one. You might be able to see the brake ratchet a little better from this angle right in here. Looks great. You can see that there's some red as well as some orange writing down here, and there's a little, I guess that's a sight glass on the fuel tank. Is that what that is? You tell me. Let me know if you know in the comments. But it looks like a GP40. I mean, this is what they look like. Details very similar to what's on the front. You have all the separately applied grabs, wire grabs, right, that go up, a ladder up the top. There's a curved grab back here on the roof. Looks really cool. We'll see that a little bit better, I think, when we look at the roof. And uncoupling levers there. We got your MU hoses and the air hose also there. And a movable drop step, just like in the front. And you might not be able to tell, so I'll tell you about it. But there's diamond plate tread all on the walkways on this model. That's pretty cool, because sometimes, I know on some of the older models, you'd have to add that. And there were like little brass kits you could get to add diamond plate tread to your walkways. This already has it, and it looks good. Just wanted to show you this angle so you could see the air hose a little better right in there, and the MU hoses. I think you can see the cut lever a little bit better from this side. And I don't know, there's something about the orange on the green that really appeals to me. It's just a very clean and sharp look. All right, so I promised I'd show you the top, and you can see the curved grab here a little better. It's a nice touch. I've seen those usually molded on models like this. But one thing I would like to point out is how much depth there is in the fans. That makes it look even more realistic. And I've seen replacement fans, and at least to me, these look about as good as the replacement fans you can get. Very impressive. Okay, and looking at the top of the cab now, I should mention that 5-chime separate horn casting is accurate, and it's in the right spot, according to the prototype photos that I found. And something else that's really cool about this model is that it has separately applied lift rings, which is something that also you don't always see on models like this. They just look a lot better to me than the little molded dots that you sometimes see on models like this. All right, so we have to run it, don't we? Seems like that's a prerequisite when we do these things. Plus, as you know, that's my favorite part of these spotlights. The model's equipped with an ESU version 5 decoder installed at the factory. Pretty deluxe, man. While we have it running, I'll mention that the 5-pole skewed armature motor with dual flywheels is what makes it capable of such low speeds. This thing's pretty amazing. All right then, we have to take a look at the lights. So, should just mention that these are golden white LEDs and they're directional. They come on with F0 And the number boards come on with the lights. The color is pretty good. Let's take a look at the rear headlight. Same thing back here. Number boards come on with the headlight, and it looks excellent. This is a very solid release from Atlas, and I have to say that the paint on the model was superb. Also, the details on the model are very good. I'm really impressed with how good the fans look coming straight from the factory like that. I mean, for one thing. The fact that they've included uncoupling levers on this also is really a great bonus. So anyway, good job, Atlas. I really applaud you for this model, and I can't wait to see more. I'll see you next time.